On this episode, come with me on a 15-year-old dream, over 4,000 kilometres and a crazy journey.
I think that's my bus over there. Here she is.
So why did I fly to Melbourne and then catch a bus to Ballarat? It's a great question. And the answer is just over the road. I came to pick up that big rig. It's an F250 and I'm borrowing it for this weekend. Why am I borrowing this? Because I'm driving to Queensland. I'm driving to Queensland because I bought something that I have wanted to buy for a very long time. I bought a gooseneck trailer, but for this all to make sense, we need to go back 15 years. I need to pause it there. I keep saying 15 years. 15 years ago is when I decided I wanted to do this. The accident happened more like 18 years ago. So what happened 15 years ago? Well, I got drunk as a teenager. I basically should have died because I was trying to fit in, because I didn't feel like I was cool or good enough, and I passed out and fell into a fire. And there's a whole big story attached to all of that. But throughout the healing process, throughout the journey back to really discovering who I was, I found faith. I found my way into a church and I never left. I had avoided church all my life up until this point because I had all these stereotypes of what it was to be a Christian. Now, I'm not going to preach to you in this video, but I say this because once I became a Christian, I had this desire to, I suppose, show people that being a Christian didn't mean that you had to be a loser, didn't mean that you had to give up fun things, didn't mean that you couldn't pursue the exciting things of life. And throughout my teenage years into a young adult, I started absolutely falling in love with cars and drifting. And I had this desire to join my passion for young people and seeing them make good decisions, and also drifting. Back then I had this pipe dream of what I call drift ministries. Fast forward till only 2 years ago, an opportunity came up to start up a non-for-profit, and that non-for-profit we called Dare to Drift. And as a part of our non-for-profit, we would travel around schools, speaking in schools to young people, but we would have the drift car in tow. We would go to these schools and we would present a message that had my story and the gospel and the transforming message that comes with that, and use the extreme elements of drifting and mash it all together. And so it's happening. Dare to Drift is happening. It's in full swing. Next year we're planning to be hitting the streets and doing a tour of Tassie, Melbourne and Queensland, and hopefully getting into some rural and regional New South Wales. And so this journey, this trip, we are doing a almost 4,000 kilometre journey to drive this F250 from Ballarat up to Queensland, and then Queensland back to Melbourne, get it on the boat and over to us in Tasmania so we can start fitting it out and getting it ready. We borrowed this F-truck off a family friend of mine, the Levingston family. James Levingston owns a company called Fifth Wheeler Australia. I did a favour for him going back probably a year and a half ago now, where I moved the Fifth Wheeler from St Helens down to the coast, and it was a daunting experience. But I reached out to him and I shared with him the vision and what it is that we're doing, and I said I need to get a trailer from Queensland to Melbourne. You're in Melbourne. Do you have a gooseneck hitch on a vehicle that we can borrow? And he was on board, and we're powering down the highway right now going to Queensland. We're going to do a slow journey the way there. We're going to do it over 2 days on the way there. And we're going to pick up Marcus French, who is one of the team of Dare to Drift, big supporter. Him and his wife, huge supporters of the program. And then him and I are going to power back down to Melbourne together, non-stop, taking turns of driving, and we'll see where this goes. Hopefully it'll be smooth sailing, and this video will be short, but you never know. Albury. We've arrived in the big rig as our hotel, well, motel, 11. But she did us proud. We made it. We made it in the big rig. Check in, and I will get some dinner at early night, I reckon. We made it. Today was an easy day. We did 4.5 hours driving. We're in traveling strong, but we've got some more case to get done tomorrow and the next day. Day 2 on the road. Big rig still here. Survived the night. Let's punch out some kilometres. She's an absolute weapon. This rig. Let's go. So I'm on my way to Newcastle today. Thought I better stop and get some fuel because I'm pretty sure the sign said this was the last fuel station for like 300 kilometres, and it turns out a lot of other people had the same idea. Luckily, we're not in a rush. Bumper to bumper. Love that. And we have arrived at the mighty Ibis. Sydney traffic, you suck. It's like 2 hours of crawling, but we're here. Let's check in. Let's go. It'll do. Just somewhere to sleep. Got my Uber Eats, Taco Bell in the Ibis budget. And she's definitely budget, but she's all good. Alright. Do the morning check and hit the road. Right, I just put 3 litres into this. So she's leaking water. You can see it's sprayed around here. And if you look down here, you see coolant on there. So somewhere, yeah, it's all running out. It's got a leak from somewhere. I'm gonna have a bit of a look and see if I can work this out before we hit the road. Oh. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it as we drive today, and I think tomorrow or tonight when we get to Queensland I'll pull the fan shroud off and see if I can find a hole, because I reckon it has a hole somewhere in the rad and it's squirting water out. It's not heaps, so if I keep an eye on it as we drive, it should be okay. More fuel. Oh, better get the fuel card this time. There's actually not that many BPs around here, so, and I got one of these. Alright, coolant, where are thou? Here we go. What's the cheapest? Radiator stop leak. JB Weldon coolant. See if we can get it to Queensland and then back to town. Well, I can see some water. It's coming from up there, but I can see where it's leaking oil from. Out of the filter. So, I should just clean off and see if I can get her on a bit. Oh, she's big. Give her a little topper. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if that's a good enough fix. Diesel, the big banana. I ain't stopping, but that's it there. And we have arrived. We made it all the way to the final destination. And look at this. Right, today's the day. Hook this bad boy up. Get some eyes on it. There's one little potential drama. The tray might be too long on this so that we can't fully swing around underneath the gooseneck. Oh, I can see it. It is so big. Here we go. There it is. That is a trailer. Look at the size of that thing. Oh, daddy. Oh, let's see if she fits.
Oh. Just got to go up a little bit more.
Alright, yeah, that's going to get it, I reckon.
We'll just try and go up a little bit more if we can.
Yeah.
It'll probably push under, but I said let's not drop it on the first hookup. Going back there, try and let it go. Yep, there you go.
That was beautiful. It does it itself. Oh, that's easy gonna clear, Marcus. Surely.
I reckon.
Yes! My biggest fear has been relieved.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's big. It's really big. So this is Rob, my uncle-in-law, and Marcus, which you've all seen before. We'll have a good look later, but sleeping, shower, we're going to put the benches along here, and car space. Some of this is going to have to come out. Anyway, we'll come back.
I got to find one of these myself.
What, a Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always available.
So, got to make
Coffee, I can come back.
an extension plug because it comes out of the trailer up there. That doesn't plug into the car until under there. So, made out a short one. Marcus is doing his magic. Pinch some wire off an old trailer down there, and he's going to sort it out.
Twisting and taping.
The lights are not working. Marcus fixed the lights. We didn't have 7-core wire, but he made it work. Now we're going to jackknife it and see if this misses everything in here, which I think it will. and then we can pretty well hit the road. Good? That's full lock there. We're moving! Yeah! Never been so happy to see a fuel station. We've been driving on the red
Head
line
north on Lemon Tree Road, then turn right.
over 100 k's,
In
I reckon.
400
No,
meters,
well over
turn left
actually.
onto Pacific Highway, A1.
Well, that's on your side. Do we just go to the normal one? Alright, fill her up. Let's see how much it takes from absolutely bone dry empty. The big rig. Still 200. I reckon it's gonna go to 140. Yeah. 140 litres of fuel. Well, we won't have to stop anytime soon, at least. Well, maybe, hopefully not. 135 litres. I don't reckon you'll get another 5. No, she's tapped out. Oh, that's not that bad, $252. It's actually cheaper here than at home, at least. Alright, let's go drain the bank. Has it got water in it? Yeah, so I put it up to about there. But that's what it had, that's about how much it had lost last time we drove it. Yeah, you can see it's spraying out. Big Marcus is in the driving seat now. I'm gonna have a big relax. We're like 500 kilometers into a 2,000 kilometer journey. But this thing, she's old, but it gets the job done. It tows along beautifully. So keep on keeping on. More fuel time. Yay, my favourite thing. Oh, kept getting flashed by some trucks and we pulled over. We worked out that none of the lights on the truck, on the trailer are working, so something's gone and missed. Luckily Marcus the man's on the job.
Yeah, I got that one.
Know what Papa Marcus has done, but he's cut wires and twisted wires and now it's all back on. Something about a short and blah 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 and too many wires and dodgy wiring and we'll fix it later. So good. I would be screwed. I'd just be dragging it down the highway, pulling in front of trucks. But Marcus has got it sorted for us.
For this part, anyway.
Yeah. I slept in the rig, and I tell you what, I haven't had a good night's sleep like that in a long time. I think Marcus is going to be freezing in here. Oh, that was the best night's sleep I've had in like 3 years. I didn't even know you texted me until just now. I looked at my phone and thought, what's the time? Marcus is. I thought I could hear the truck.
It was cold, I had to start.
And then, oh. So we've got another 6 hours driving this morning to get it to Melbourne, drop it off at port, and we're going to drop the ute off and then fly home. But she's all going very well. Marcus is on the wheel, wrestling the big girl.
Head west.
And then home fun soon-ish. Oh, we made it to where we need to deliver it, which is this building, but the gate is locked. Luckily, I might know the person that owns it, so on the call. Alright, the gate is unlocked. Bring her in to the transport yard, and then got to take the F truck back. Right, better call the boss, find out where to put it. Home time. From one big rig to another big rig. This is gonna be the smallest plane in this whole.
I reckon our rig's longer.
We'd give it a run. Back home. High five. Yeah, you will.